That's where we need the Beyonce Texas song. Like,
yeah, they went to
intro.
Texas. Went to Texas without me, but
We tried to get you there. Though.
we invited you.
We wanted you there.
Invited.
Yeah,
we were
I did.
not cool enough though.
I did get to go somewhere else. That was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That
No, you
place
would've
did
loved
not have ranch water though. So
no,
no.
I think that's where I thought that's.
No.
Oh no, yeah, no, they didn't.
We
yeah,
drank a lot.
well, they have other, a lot of other things to drink. I was gonna say y'all didn't have ranch water. I'm pretty sure that's where I heard it came from.
Oh, that's where we
Yeah.
broke it in. I think we drank at Ranch Lake.
How?
Yeah, basically.
What was the temperature there? Like in the
Wasn't bad. It
90s?
was getting 75, 80 during the day.
Yeah.
Nice and cool in the morning.
Because this was April.
Yeah, first week April.
Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't full.
Oh, it was
summer
not Texas
yet.
hot yet. No.
Yeah.
We got it at a good time.
Yeah.
Definitely could have been worse. You probably had a worse run at Thermal Ranch last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, never again.
It's humid.
I'm not
there,
going
too.
to Texas between like June and all. No. Yeah.
Dude, you grew up in Atlanta. Like
Yeah.
it's like Texas is bad or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Had Sean come up, last week, the lawyer. So watch out on Facebook, by the way. But yeah, man, we walked outside immediately. He was sweating.
Yeah. Now was it because that's dry heat where you guys were, right?
Yeah, and we got elevation. I think the ranch lodge is 3,500 or so, 3,000, 4,000, something like that.
Huh.
Yeah, we got
So
up to like 7K, 6K.
Yeah, the top of the mountains get up close to 7.
Yeah.
What's the name of the place? Like,
It's a secret spot.
Ooh.
You can only get there through myself, Steve at Skyfall, or if you book through Outrider, Field Ethos Outrider.
Nice.
So come to
I
us.
highly recommend it. That was one of the cooler hunts.
I guess we could make a Q experience out there
Q.
too.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Q,
we're
what are
kind
we
of
calling those
teasing
things?
at that. Yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
name for that?
Yeah, this Q experiences. That's what we're kind of calling it so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You
Q.
gotta get Tommy on that.
Yeah.
We gotta get Tommy on
All right,
the
so
name.
nobody liked that. All
Tommy came
right.
up with that. Damn it.
Yeah, but I didn't come up with it.
Experience Q is what we should call it.
That's exactly what I just said.
No, because they listen to it, right? Q experiences.
Yeah. No, we can do that. We can go out there, build guns.
Experience
kill
Q.
animals.
Well, you just said it cool. You're just cooler than me. That's
He's
all.
got a soothing voice.
Yeah.
He's an artist.
Yeah, you just said it cooler than me.
Yeah. No, that would be a good idea, though. I think that hunt specifically for a U.S. hunt was one of the closer things I've seen to Africa hunting. Whereas, like, you are pretty much going to go out and find an Aoudad at some point or another. And then it kind of comes down to finding the bigger Aoudad. And that's kind of the challenging part of it. And then Cody had a fun day. Cody and I and Terry, we had a fun day of chasing a big ram up a mountain.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it, sure.
Yeah, it was something.
So is this like
hiking.
a physically demanding, like, would you say a physically demanding hunt?
I think
It's the setup out there because we drive side by sides or Broncos or whatever we do to find the animals, and then we hunt them from there. So there's an opportunity where a very easy hunt, and there's opportunity like Cody decided to do, and we hunted 9 hours for your sheep.
It was a
I
while,
think we
man.
stalked them for like 9 hours from the time we first saw them to.
I think so.
Right, it was something crazy. It's in the video, but
The
it's
same
it's a long
herd?
time. The same ram.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
top of
found him at
mountain.
9 in the morning, I
Yeah.
think, and killed him at 3 or something.
Yeah.
So maybe 7 hours we were
By
on
the
him.
time we got back down, just from
Oh, it
hunting
was
like,
it was sunset by the time we got off.
yeah, we had to climb the mountain twice. Yeah.
Yeah, you get
I
me.
didn't want to come back down the mountain the first time, but
We tried. We tried.
we tried.
The scariest thing about like going up the mountain is the rocks, and then you keeping your footing, and like for me, it's not necessarily like the elevation and like physically, but it's like mentally trying to keep both of my feet on the ground at the same time is where I struggle.
And you know me, like, I stand behind a computer for a living most of the time, and like we start climbing up that mountain. I've done Western hunts and stuff, but to be there with Terry and then Donnie Vincent too on top of that, like you're trying not to show that you're tired or anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's where I got my glassing trick. So I get up to where I'm starting to lose breath. Then I'll pretend like I see something. I pull my binos out and glass for it.
That's
Catch
a
my
trick.
breath. I'm like, oh, it's nothing. Or it's a small one or something. Then we keep going.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
oh, man.
Yeah.
I remember like getting like to that point where I was like breathing pretty hard, and I like stop and turn around, and Donnie's just like giving me this like smiley grin, like he was just enjoying the hell out of it. You know, I was like, oh, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I win pretty easily, so I would have been struggling.
That's good. I remember one time though, like we stopped to rest. I remember we were on some like pretty steep shale, you know, slippery stuff, and I was just like standing there for a couple minutes, and just like out of nowhere, I didn't move a muscle or anything, and just like it all came out from underneath me.
It was just all that like shale and screase.
Yeah.
Like going up in some situations, you take 3 steps to get up, and you end up going up the total of what one step would be, because you end up sliding back down half a step every step or whatever. And it was tough. It seemed like everywhere that we shot an animal to, where we were setting up to take pictures, if you took one wrong step, you'd end up sliding for God knows how long. I mean, there were some cases where I think you would have kept going. You'd be fine.
I was nervous about moving Cody's ram just because if we let it get past that thorn bush he landed in, he may not have been in one piece at the end of it, because it was distance-wise probably not that far, but it was pretty steep for 60, 80 yards of a lot of rocks.
Yeah, because it
Bouncing
fed
off
into that valley there.
Yeah.
That was steep.
Tommy, can you pull up a picture of an Aoudad? Like, what is an Aoudad for the people who don't know? So were these brought to Texas, native to Texas?
They are native to North Africa, so like Morocco, Libya, and that area up there. They were brought in. I did a little bit of research on them. 2 different kind of pathways. One was from ranchers that could use it as a replication for people to go hunting. I guess some World War II guys, U.S. soldiers saw them in World War II, and then ranchers brought them back, and they started hunting them there, and they kind of got out from there.
Interesting.
There's also the theory or working theory that some of the zoo animals that were brought over got too populated, so the zoos let them go, and then that kind of bred them to where they are. I mean, they're perfectly fitted for out there. It's it's very similar native habitat. There's no competition. You got some predators with mountain lions, but they can't keep up with how they breed.
Hold on. They're mountain lions?
In Texas, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I shot one in the same ranch.
In the desert.
2 years ago, yeah.
Is wild.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you ain't gonna see one.
Yeah. Huh.
I think I mean, how many have you seen out there?
I shot one out there.
Is it the only one you've seen, though, or have you seen more?
It's the only one I've seen myself. There's a bunch of them on camera. They're typically, run around at night, but there's a healthy population of lions out there.
Are they a little smaller than the ones that are found up north, or are they the same?
They don't have to put on as much mass
Yeah.
for the wintertime as they do up in like Colorado, Wyoming, some
Right.
of those mountain ones. But yeah.
They definitely eat good there. I mean, how many Aoudad do you think we saw, actually?
Dude, yeah, I said 1,000. I don't know, like a bunch. But
That's
it was
not
weird,
counting
like
the deer and everything else that they can eat.
yeah. It was weird, like the first time I saw an Aoudad on that trip. Like I didn't really, it takes you your eyes a few days to kind of adjust to a place where you're hunting, And I remember us like they were like, yeah, there's some sheep up there, and I was glassing. I was like, they were like, it's in the shadows, and I was like glassing at the like base of this cliff in the shadows of the hill. I was like, shit, man, I don't see them. And they're like, look up, and I like look up, and they're like on the ledge on the side of the cliff. And I was like, just not used to in my head. Like, you look at the ground, not the cliff sides for animals, So as soon as I looked up there, it was like one silhouetted, right there. I was like, oh, all right. But, it was interesting.
That was funny, because I was sitting there with you at that same time, and I was like, I don't see these sheep.
So is it where the sheeps can go is what potentially can make it a tough hunt? Like if you see them and they're on top of a mountain, like you got to figure out how to make a game plan to get to shoot one.
It's a little bit. Making a game plan to get in range, because there's no vegetation really out there other than the buckbrush and the thorns and the cactus. So finding them is not necessarily the hard part. The hard part's getting within effective range, because they got 10x vision like any other sheep have, and they're kind of a cross between like a mountain goat and a mountain sheep. So they've got super good vision, and they got those damn feet that they can climb anything. So trying to find a spot where you can get in, get set up, and then still take a shot, because again, it's Texas, West Texas. Everything is sticky and pokey and bitey.
Yep.
So trying to find a spot that you can set up, take a good shot. And they're tough animals. I mean, the big rams like we had up here, I don't know, I'm guessing 300 pounds live weight or so, something like that. They're built like a mountain goat. So if you don't put a good shot on them, they are going a long ways.
What's the vital area? Like, where do you aim if you were to coach
So
me where to shoot?
So I would reference like a typical African animal. So the vitals are low and forward compared to what we're used to on a like a whitetail or something else that most people are normal with. So I tell people if you're shooting, it depends on what gun they're shooting. Because we were shooting some very lightweight guns, 6.5 Creed. I think is kind of light for some of these rams. Did great. Never had an issue with them this week or for that hunt. But if you're shooting a big caliber, I'll say just put it on the shoulder and break the shoulder because then you're going to get some vitals in there as well. If not, you're going to tuck it in right behind that front leg, depending on the angle, obviously. But tuck it in low, bottom third of the body behind that leg. But you also got to wait because, like these big rams, they've got what they call chaps. Got this big kind of blonde hair that hangs down from the body. So if you're not used to shooting them or looking at them, you're looking at the chaps as part of the body, so you're going to miss low or hit them in the brisket. So you got to kind of make sure you're hitting that dark brown above the chaps, right behind the leg, kind of right in that pocket, that sweet little pocket.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw Matty shot his ram. Like it was like 240, 250 or something, but it was a frontal shot. And that was one of the Aoudad I saw that died faster than most. Like he didn't take a step for a shoulder shot or a frontal shot.
Yeah,
I was impressed to see that thing just go down. But most of the Aoudad that we shot seemed to take a beating. Like they
the fixes were putting a beating on them with the shot. I'd have to go back through do the math. We did a lot of 6.5s. Like Tori and Amy shot theirs with 6.5s. What were the rams? Like 200-300 yards? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think
in that ballpark.
I think Tori's was over 300, and I think Amy's might have been right around 3.
Yeah, and they just dumped them with the 6.5s.
You said typically you don't recommend, or you.
It's for those big, heavy boned animals like the rams. I prefer a heavy bullet. So Magnum Crab, like 8.6 worked awesome. We shot, I don't know, a bunch of them with 8.6 this year. I've shot them in the past with 8.6, even the subs. So a lot of mass is what I like.
Yeah.
Break bones, get through that hide, get through and poke out the other side if we can.
Yeah.
Now the U's are like half the size. So like we hunted with you guys and then the Outrider guys, like we offer, you get a trophy ram, but you also get to shoot a U because you get more shooting time in.
Yeah.
So shooting U's at distance with the 6.5 is, I consider good training. They're like half the size. Like a good U is 150 pounds, maybe live weight, something in that ballpark.
Still tough animals though.
Oh yeah,
Man,
yeah. Tough animals, you don't hit them right.
This was an interesting trip for Q because we had a little bit of everybody here. Like, Cody, sales, marketing, engineering, Tori and Amy on, the other side of the building. But like James, I like to say even my shooters can shoot. Like, he can shoot a camera, but he can shoot a gun too. So you got to shoot. What did you
Yeah, I shot a U with supers and I shot a U with subs. Oh, and a Javelina. And a Javelina with subs too. Yeah. We were shooting for subs, we were shooting those 285 fracturing bullets, which I've shot a few animals with it, and it seems to work. Like as much as I love those 350s or something that stays together, that 285 works.
Yeah.
But Cody poked out too with some supers. We both poked out. What was our farthest shot with supers? It's like 350 or so, 360.
What was your ram? Your ram was like 350, wasn't it? 330, 340, 50, something like that.
350, 360, something like that.
I call it.
I still poke
822
for
or
8.
something.
Like,
Yeah, I mean for a 12-inch
that takes
gun,
skill.
Yeah,
I don't think people realize how much
100%.
8.6. Yeah.
No, and you're dealing with so much wind, and luckily we had Terry. Terry's great at calling wind, but
Yes, I'm very, very knowledgeable.
very helpful. Yeah.
I'm almost like a sensei of things and such.
Almost. This should be your job title somewhere. So that was helpful. But like, I don't know, for me to be there to witness that, like watching Cody shoot that ram, which you'll see in that No Country for Loud Guns film, like most dudes that are going out there are shooting 300 Win Mag, 7 PRC, something like that. And I understand why, 100%. But at the same time, like Cody made a great point in that film, like we hiked all damn day. And so then to be able to hike all day, and you could see it in the film, like he's holding the gun with one hand as he's setting it up. Like there's not many guns you can do that with. I mean, it's a 6-7 pound total setup. And then to poke out of that distance and have actual energy on a tough animal like that was really cool for me to be able to see. Like I think a lot of people are going to doubt 8.6 just because it's new. And I get it. But like you just got to use it. Once you see it work, like it is very impressive to see how that twist rate relates to the live.
It's just
animals.
like it's just not the norm for what most people think you need to, like I think I told the story before, but like I went to a hunting camp and this guy was like, oh, like I showed him my fix and he was like, this is the coolest thing. Like I want to show you my gun. Like, I've never had an animal take a step. And he pulls out this damn like 34-inch barrel, 300. I was like, I bet it doesn't.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like why?
I hope
Like,
not.
you got
That's
all of
some
that gun
energy,
for what? Like, what are you shooting?
We were just talking about this earlier, because on that U I shot like 135 yards, something like that, subsonic, and that was a crazy one too because we were hunting the ram, thought we lost it, and then decided to shoot this U. We shot double lung, and normally when you double lung something, they run and you got to go track it.
Mm-hmm.
We shot it with a subsonic in the fast twist 8.6. And
What bullet did you use?
It's a 285 grain
285?
sub.
Yeah.
Yep, the fracturing. And I think ran, 10, 15 yards
Yeah,
and died.
downhill
with a double
too.
lung.
Like,
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, and all the other animals just stood there and watched.
stood there
like,
watching.
Yes, what's going on? It was so quiet.
We made a play on the ram immediately afterward. It was like
Yeah.
a whole stress, wild situation there. Did not know it was coming, but
Like hunting subs, especially when there are other animals around, they look like, Fred don't look too good. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I guess we'll keep eating and turn back around. Fred gone.
Well, when you pair it with, subsonic anyway, but then with a suppressor, like suppressors anyway, just make a huge difference when you're hunting.
100%.
Between recoil management, being able to communicate with the shooters, especially me as a quote guide / spotter, talking guys through the shot, what's going on, what the animal's doing. I don't have to have an ear pro in, and then the animals don't really know typically what's going on. Like they'll hear the shot or they hear the crack of the bullet going by, but they can't tell where it's coming from. And especially Aoudad out there, for whatever reason, I would say 80% of the time we shoot at an Aoudad, they're going to, if we miss or we hit one, the rest of the herd comes closer because the noise is behind them at that point.
Yeah.
So they come closer, so then you get a follow-on shot. Like before you guys came out, we had a outrider crew, had a father and son hunt out there, and son shot an animal. Dad was watching it from the hillside across the way, and he made a play and shot another animal right there. He was 300 yards from us, just because the animals had no idea what was going on with the suppressed guns.
Yeah.
Then you pair that with the subsonic ammo, then the crack's gone. All they hear is just a thump.
yeah, the
And that's
impact.
it. Yeah, and there's so much other shit going on out there with animals. If you got 100 animals in a herd, they're walking around kicking rocks and everything else. It's noisy, and we heard that. You could hear animals walking a long ways away. So that little bit of a thump on a subsonic with the suppress, they have no idea what it is.
So much open space too. That noise just dissipates.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's so quiet out there.
cool though, because the whole other side of the Texas was the Javelina, which I had never shot. I was having a blast with that, but
They're
We
coming
had-
right at you.
dude, right at it, and like I had the little 12-inch 8.6 and had the red dot on top of it, and I just had that 0 to 30 or 40 yards or something with subs.
Yeah.
But it worked out perfect because like old Javelina come cruising down and got it like 20 yards from me, and I had to just go to the dot and shoot it and drop it. It was just a fun experience right there.
Was that
too.
your first time seeing in Javelina?
No, I've seen them a lot. I grew up in Texas, and we had leases out in like Dryden area down on the border and a couple other little spots and stuff. So I'd seen them, but I never got to hunt them or do anything.
They're funky looking.
Funky, man.
They're so much fun to hunt.
Yeah.
The first time I seen a Javelina, I fell asleep in the blind. I mean, I know I was snoring. I know I was getting after it.
You call them in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That mating call.
I woke up and all I heard was like, and I was like, what is going on? What is out? And they were like literally directly below me. So I turned my thermal on and I was like, pigs, and shot a few. Luckily, I only shot 2. And
Mr. Game Warden, I only shot 2.
Yeah, my guy came. He was like, I was like, I shot 2 pigs, and he's like, those were Javelinas, and he's like, luckily, because your limit's only 2 in Texas a year, so yeah,
Yeah, they're cool. And yeah, when they get those chompers going eating on cactus, they're loud.
yeah. All I heard was like,
that first group that we got on, it gave us the slip. And we spotted them. We were trying to get in position.
yeah.
They were like
Yeah.
cruising. Now, why? There's not like you said, not a whole lot of cover around there. And I came around, they were just gone. I have no idea where they went to.
are they aggressive?
Not really. I mean, what makes them fun is their eyesight's not great. So as long as you get the wind, like I've bow hunted them and got within 5 yards of them, chewing on cactus because they make so much noise. They're so much fun to do. But what can be the problem is when you shoot one and they scatter, those sharp ass teeth will just slice you right open. They're right about chin height on their face, and they'll just run right by you, not necessarily attack you, but they'll just slice
running.
You.
Yeah, we had one square up. Jay and I had one, not like square up with us, but we were coyote hunting in Arizona. And she was with a baby, and she turned and stopped probably at like 8 yards and just looked at us. It was kind of, you can almost see her deciding if she was going to come at us or not, and then she just kind of
she probably could have taken Jay.
But they're not related.
I think she probably could have got me. I was probably KO'd asleep in the bush.
They're not related to pigs.
No.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact I learned.
What is their closest? I used to know this little fact.
Someone told me they're like an elephant, or they're closer to an elephant than they are to.
I think that's a myth, isn't it?
It's a pig.
What are those
There is
dussies?
something.
That's what I read.
Giraffe or something. It was something like random as hell.
And it don't make sense. Like it looks like a dwarf pig.
Tommy's on it.
Yeah.
You're like our Joe Rogan guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like Jamie. Yeah.
Let's see if I'm right here.
What you got over here?
85% of facts are made up on the spot. So and that's another one.
60% of the time. It works every time.
Yeah.
Well, they're a peccary, right?
Collared peccaries are their name.
What you got, Tommy?
Hippopotamus. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it was something strange.
Damn.
Hippo.
Have you guys, or Javelina chorizo is real popular down there, right?
Yeah, we'll take the meat and do chorizo, or I'll do chili verde with it because it's real light colored meat.
Yeah.
It tastes good. Just got to get around that second scent gland that's on their back because you touch that, it's
They stay.
Over with. Yeah. Huh.
How big do they get? Because they were smaller than I thought they would be in person.
like that.
Is it like 80 pounds less?
No.
Yeah.
Probably, what do you think, 40 pounds maybe, something like that?
Yeah, 14,
Yeah, the ones we saw, yeah.
You're real low to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get a good 2 to 3 inch tusk, that's a pretty good one.
Okay.
That was a good trip out there, though, man. The facilities were freaking nice. Way nicer than I thought. Like going out into West Texas. It's like a little oasis out there.
Yeah, we're 30 minutes off the highway, and then from the highway we're 30 minutes to the closest what we call a town. So you're fairly isolated. So it's fun because we can do whatever the hell we want to do and not worry about people bothering us.
Yeah.
But it does take it's a hike to get out there.
Where'd
so
you guys?
make sure you do everything?
Where'd you guys fly into?
El Paso.
Yeah.
El Paso.
It was, 2-3 hours to the range?
Yeah, it's about
2 hours.
3.5, depending on
Well, for
if
us,
they're
it
doing
took us
checkpoints and
forever.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, we got in
Had to
late.
wait on y'all. We still got some Mexican food. We got Dairy Queen. We got beer. We had to load up.
Yeah, you got to load up with beer because it's not quick to get to town.
No,
Yeah.
no.
The range there, too, is awesome, man. Like, to be able to shoot.
Yeah, we got essentially two dedicated range. One is 1,100 yards flat range that we can do all of our instruction at and run guys out, build dope, and do all that kind of stuff. And then we got another one that sits on top of the hill, shoots about 180 degrees for the most part. And we got that one. We got targets out to a mile, so we can shoot at various wind directions and shooting positions and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wicked. I mean, you feel like you're on top of everything when you're at that range, that top range there.
Yeah,
'Cause
you guys
shoot-
didn't. We got a driving range too. We didn't really get you guys into because we were busy
4.
shooting animals. Yeah.
All right. A little birdie told me that we almost lost you on this trip, Cody.
Yeah, man. That was
What? Tell me about that.
it was kind of shameful too, honestly, in a way, because like on the trip, I'm usually a pretty cautious dude. I'm not a gambling man by any sort. So while we're hiking and stuff, I pay pretty close attention in rattlesnake country. When we got back the last night, we were filming all the interviews for No Country for Loud Guns, and we had Donnie Vincent, and it was at camp, and we had a little separate building off a little ways, and it's beautiful facilities, right? And a lighted pathway going there. We're over there, and I forgot all my notes, so I was like, shit. So I was like kind of walking back over to the house and had my phone looking at it, and we had like little solar lights that light the way, but there'd be a dark spot in between all of them. I'm walking along, all of a sudden I hear a rattle. I look down, and there was a rattlesnake, like 12 inches from my foot. I'm in cowboy boots or boots and pants like all the time, and I'm literally in shorts and hey dudes or whatever, because it's I don't know 11 o'clock at night or whatever. We're filming these.
What did
things.
that feel like when you heard that rattle?
well, if you heard me, I think I gave a good, good loud Jesus Christ. And
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
yeah. Gave a good holler and looked down. I was like, was that a snake? It took me a minute to realize like what it is. Just my reaction was to just kind of jump out of the way a little bit. I got my flashlight out and shine. It was a freaking rattlesnake. And of course, a couple of the guys were over at the fire a little ways off. And yeah, it got the shotgun pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, they all got excited. Nobody gave a crap about me, They were just excited to shoot the rattlesnake. And
Did you save like the beads or the?
And no,
is that a thing?
Steve gave it to his kids. I didn't
Okay, somebody got it.
yeah. I was
Yeah, the
like,
kids were running around with it. I'm like, I don't. Yeah.
Rattlesnakes.
Cody almost died for that, but
Yeah.
That is so funny.
yeah, no, it kind of showed how that place you take your mind off of
Yeah,
it just
you
for a
take it,
second.
yeah.
That's how
I mean,
it
I
was.
think you said it earlier, Terry. Like everything's trying to poke you, stick you, bite you.
Yeah, out there.
Wants to inflict some type of pain on you.
Yes, everything does. And where the lodge is, it's we've got a natural spring that runs through there, so it's one of the few spots in that desert that has water and nice and cool and
The
rocks
things
and
that
everything. So
attracts-
it's a good breeding ground for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not anywhere close to a hospital, Tommy said. I would have had to pee on it like a jelly sting bite. And
Yeah. Like, what do you?
You ask somebody, right? Like, does anybody have anti-venom?
Anti-venom?
here?
Yeah. Like, what do you do? You get bit by a rattlesnake. Boom. I get bit by one right now. What do you do?
this is called be a man.
Just fucking take it,
Tough it up.
suck it
Rub
up.
some sand on it and fucking call
Go
it a
about
day.
your business.
I'm just sitting over here being tough, and next thing you know, you look down, just.
Pass
Well,
out.
Jordan, what's
Yeah.
wrong? I got bit by a snake.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why didn't you say something?
Now we do. I mean, we do have. There's on the ranch. There's a airstrip, so we can call life flight if it's going to be a serious one. We're about 30 minutes into. Presidio is pretty close, so we can run down there for most of those small towns. Will have a snake bite and a venom on hand. And during the hot months, I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I believe the resort has some on hand during hot months on the other side. But yeah, I mean, we see snakes out there all the time. But they kind of mind their own business, and I let karma kind of rule my world. And I don't mess with them, and they don't mess with us. And
Yeah.
for the most part, we're pretty good. But
Yeah.
they got those little Mojave Mojave rattlesnakes out there that are a little bit pissed off all the time. They're angry little bastards.
Are there spiders?
Probably. Yeah, I'm
I
guessing,
hate
yeah.
spiders. That's like snakes. If one was right there, I wouldn't freak out. Let it be a tarantula or something.
Oh yeah, there are tarantulas out there.
Ah,
I've seen them. Yeah.
There's some scorpions out there too. I saw a scorpion like the size of my fingernail. When you shot your ram, I just put my camera down for a split second. Went to go pick it up, and he was just hanging right next to it. It's like the little ones are the ones that'll kind of get you sick, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Resort was fun.
Jordan and I, years ago, the first time we ever did a work trip together, we were hanging out after a pig hunt. Remember that dude?
Who ate that scorpion?
Started eating
Yeah.
scorpions. He was cutting the
Yeah.
pincher off or the stinger off, and then was just munching them. We were like, "What?
I got like the little.
Why are you doing that?"
You get like the little suckers.
Little
lollipops,
yeah.
with the,
Noveski used to ship
Yeah,
their
I
guns for a
remember that,
little.
man.
Yeah.
Dude, it always used to take me off because like I worked at that gun store down in San Antonio for a while, and it'd always be hot, and they'd come in off the trucks.
All sticky.
Dude, yeah, that'd be half melted inside the box
Yeah.
and stuff. You're like, damn, dude.
Yeah. we had a serial offender guy who would come in, buy like, if he knew like a certain gun came with like, this lollipop or a t-shirt, he would buy the gun, and then the wildest thing, buy a brand new gun and would trade it back into us 2 days later unfired, because all he wanted was the thing that was in the box, not the gun.
What?
Yeah. So like he had like all the Noveski guns. He would trade them back in 2 days later. We'd lose, we'd buy it back from him for $1,000 less or $600 less, and you'd be missing all the stickers and whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Lord have
I
mercy.
feel like there's a cheaper way to find stickers.
He was obsessed with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Terry, after we left, you kind of got after some Aoudad, yeah?
Yes. So the theory was been trying to get Q guys down to go do a little shooting with me, a little hunting with me, and all this stuff. So it finally culminated in this Q Aoudad trip. So after we all, you guys all fucked off and got out of there, my interests were very well piqued with subsonic at distance, because Mitch and I have kind of a running competition on who's better. And he had shot a U at 350, 360, 70, something like that.
I think the one that
438.
they missed on camera,
438.
it was in the fours.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good. I'll say it wasn't a good shot.
Yeah, I mean, no
He killed
camera
it.
proof. No
Killed
camera
it, got
proof,
it.
yeah.
Everything else, that's all good. So my
This was Mitch.
yeah. So and he was shooting like a boombox, right? A little 8-inch boombox or something.
Yeah, 8 or 12.
Yeah. So he was pushing limits on the subs, and I was been running testing out some of the discrete ballistic stuff that David sent us. And the tip they had on there wasn't the correct tip for the boombox, so I had to switch over to a fix. But as soon as you guys left, I took it out to the range, ran dope, ran the numbers, and I was getting really good SDs. So my accuracy was in there out to, I was feeling pretty comfortable with the dope out to like 400.
These are those 280s, yeah.
Yeah, the two,
Yeah.
whatever the
280,
Cellus
285.
ones.
Yeah.
something
Like
like that.
285, I think.
Yeah, it could be.
Somewhere in there.
Great
Yeah.
bullet.
I'd have to look at the thing, but the discrete ballistics, awesome rounds.
Shout out to David.
Shot
Yeah, yeah.
amazingly well.
Great guy.
Yeah, so my theory was I'm going to try and get a shot on camera at 350 to 400 is kind of where I wanted to do. So we kind of messed around. We had Steve and Ash and the boys, and we were just kind of cruising, having some sundowners afterwards, relaxing, and we found a little band of sheep tucked up under the rocks. When we first glassed them, they're like 320, so we drove a little bit, got out and went hiked to the other side of the road and got about 343, 347, something like that was my final setup. I couldn't quite stretch it longer without going past 4. And we had a good 10 to 12 mile an hour crosswind, so I'm like, 350's good for this. So got all set up, got dialed in, and we got I don't know if I'll make it this video or if it'll be a separate video, but
We can plug it.
yeah, like a nice 347 yard subsonic shot on
Holy
an
crap.
Aoudad, and it is center punching too, like high lung in the back. It came out a little bit farther back, so when he turns on camera, you can see it looks a little bit back, but it was a perfect shot. He went
Yeah.
20 yards, had no idea what was going on. The rest of the sheep were just kind of looking at him. I hit him again, and just because it's fun, and they didn't.
The
20
trace
yards.
on that is wild.
Yeah, the trace is insane because you can see it just dropping in from like 10-story building all the way down. Like,
And you can see the wind too, throwing like the trace off the
yeah,
back.
on the second shot, if which I didn't put, I only posted the first shot on my Instagram. So the second shot, once it went in and kind of tucked behind the thing, you can see the wind coming off the trace of the bullet. It's like almost like a little smoke
Yeah.
jet stream coming off the back. It's pretty cool.
It's wicked.
What's the furthest subsonic? Is that it?
Like Mitch with that.
Yeah, Mitch hit that.
Technically.
Yeah, technically hit one longer.
He shot one in Africa though. Well, how far was that fallow he shot in Africa?
With the
that
4-inch?
Yeah, with that little 4-inch
Wasn't
gun.
that far? Was it far?
It was
It was
300 or so.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for a 4-inch. I remember being like, ah, dang. You know?
and it went well too. Like I'm pretty sure it put a good shot on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing is like shooting subs at distances, which I love because it's very interesting to me because it's 1.86 with the spin rate and the carry velocity subsonic because drag's coefficient of velocity, so it's already subsonic, so the drag is less. So it doesn't really make sense into a BC model, like a ballistic calculator model. So you kind of have to shoot it to verify everything. But it's super interesting to me to watch that. Plus, it carries so much energy. Like I shot that out at a 350, went right through him, killed him. Bullet opened up, went all the way through, chipped rocks off the other side. It maintained a ton of energy at distance. So shooting subs at distance from a hunting perspective is as interesting to me as trying to shoot an animal at 12 or 13 or 1400 with a high power rifle.
Yeah, that fast twist. Like,
Yeah.
the bullets
Fast-
don't lose a lot of energy. You know,
Yeah.
500 yards, they're only,
Yeah, it's
100
degrading a
feet per
little
second
bit.
slower. Like, it's not much, you don't lose much energy versus like supersonic ammunition.
It's been
That rate, that descent's a lot faster.
It's been fun for me trying to figure out, the drop height because 20 yards that distance or 10 yards.
It's critical.
It's critical. So
Yes,
getting your dials right.
100%.
So I've been in this digital scope little thing, little craze right now. Revit scopes, the Burris scopes, even the thermals and stuff. I was talking with subject.
Yeah, Walter Subject.
Walter? Yeah.
Donnie and Walter.
We were kind of nerding out about it because he was doing the same thing I was with the thermals of having a super and a sub uploaded into it and being able to swap back and forth. But like a lot of those things, it's just dialing to your distance. It's giving you a yard readout inside of it while you're dialing. And so I remember the first subsonic kill I got was on a whitetail. I was just in the scope dialing, and it was like 220, and then was just walking, and then it was like 228, and then 236, and I was just dialing as my buddy was calling the range on it, and just dial it to that exact thing and drop it in there. And for me, like I didn't have to think about.
Yeah.
It was cool, but that 10, 15 yards makes a difference.
I mean, that's a poke too, though. Like for subs, like I think anything one past like 130, 150.
It was funny because I did not know that. I was kind of, ignorant bliss when I shot, because I was just dialing what my scope told me. I didn't think anything about it. I knew I had a little spin drift. I just held that a little bit, but like that was before I started hanging around all you guys. That was just Christmas this last year.
Yeah.
Down
That's
in
tough,
Texas.
man.
Yeah, and I just dropped it, and the thing ran, 30 yards and died. And I was like, oh, man, I got a subsonic.
To a lot of people, that drop is intimidating.
Yeah.
But like with like anything is repeatable and you can dope for it. So if as long as you're prepared and like, which makes it fun, you get to shoot a lot and practice behind the gun. But you show up to a hunt prepared with the dope, like it's repeatable. So you can.
That was what was weird to me. Like when I first, if it was just like a standard dial, like coming out of your scope and twisting, and you're twisting a lot to get to that point, was a little intimidating.
Yeah.
But because that was just, I was dialing to a yardage thing that was telling me, not to like a specific MOA or mil or anything. Like it didn't feel like I was just cranking that thing up.
Yeah.
And so I really wasn't, I don't know. Like I said, ignorance is bliss, I guess, in that scenario. But
Did you have, at that point, were you running 100-yard zero with subs, or was it that 60-yard zero?
This is where it gets interesting.
yeah, that was a 100-yard zero for my first one. And now
Okay.
I've been running that 68-yard zero.
Yep. So I think Mitch and Nick have recently been running an 80-yard zero, which
Yeah,
gives
there's
them
an
like a
argument.
max point blank of what, 110?
Yeah, it's because we were discussing this on that deer hunt last year. So with a 70 or 80 yard zero, anything inside that, you're an inch or two high at most. And then at 100, you're an inch or two low. So 100 yards in, you just put on the animal and shoot it. Then from there, you can start dialing and running your dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swapped to the 68 because it was this Ram thing. I wanted to be able to like not have to touch my turrets or, adjust any of my zero stops or anything, especially for these ballistic ones, going from super to sub. And so like I shot my supers first, and I just went back to 200 so I could get the longest I could out of it, zero to supers, and I just walked forward and just kept shooting my subs until I found where it basically intersected. And so I got to 68 yards and shot and drilled, bullseye on it, and uploaded my ballistics as a 68-yard zero. So now I was able to just go in my app, touch supersonic. It would recalibrate the scope, and with it on its zero stop, it would change it to 200 for supers. And I would swap it to subs without having to change the turret at all, and it would change it to the 68-yard zero and recalibrate all that stuff. So I didn't ever have to adjust anything on the scope. I just changed it on the...
Yeah.
So you're the 285s and your 210 or whatever supers. Your super zero at 200 is the same as your 68 yard zero for subs.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Which, in certain condition, but yeah, I was like, that's all I did. It was just kind of like a little bit redneck way of getting it, I was just like in the pasture walking forward, just shooting until I saw it like basically fall into the bullseye, and set it there. But that's what I did on that hunt when, we shot the U. Like I brought my phone out when we decided to shoot the U, and I just changed over to subs on it.
Yeah.
And range shot, dropped her, changed it back to supers, and we shot the Ram. Like
I played around with I had a Mark V with zero for supers at 100 yards, and then an offset Acro P2 for subs, zeroed at 50. And then I just carried, a mag of supers in the gun, and I had a mag of subs in my pocket.
Yeah.
And if I saw something at 50, I could just swap mags and just 45 it.
That's pretty cool.
Having that capability is just so fun.
It's like having two guns.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and that's that 12-inch fix is my favorite.
Yeah, you get two guns in
That's
one,
just-
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just does everything great.
Yeah. And like for me, like the hunting that the average person does here in North America, like you shooting a whitetail or pigs, like 8.6 is plenty.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Oh, more than
plenty.
more than plenty.
Like it's like the days of having grandpa's long gun that you got to clean as soon as you get home with it, I think are gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, there's
you could
there's
use
always
that.
going to be a spot for a pre-64 Winchester Model 7. Maybe not every hunt, but
You're gone.
you can't get rid of a classic.
Yeah, see, I have no interest in using.
Yeah.
Only animals I've ever killed is with the fix or a Q gun.
That West Texas hunt really kind of put it in perspective for me because I hadn't been with Q long at that point. Like I was still trying to. That was my first hunt with Mitch and Nick and those guys. You know, like hung around them and stuff. But yeah, we stacked up some kills on that little 12-inch.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at the tally marks. Yeah.
Yeah.
We laugh about your tally marks.
I know. Like my little tally marks.
Damn,
man.
Cody get dive through.
Cody right
man.
next to you.
yeah. Between Cody you shot, James shot, Amy shot with it.
Yeah.
Did Tori shoot?
Yeah, Tori too. I
So
got the
4 people
Javelina
shoot.
with it. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
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 The little gun got broken in.
Everyone was successful on this hunt.
Yeah. Everybody got at least one animal.
Nice.
Most everybody shot 2.
I feel like that you don't really see that a lot of hunting trips. Like if you send a big group, like some of us will come back successful, but everyone was successful. Is
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the Africa thing, right? It's just like we have a lot of animals, and the way we set it up, the reason that I like doing that trip out there, especially for newer shooters, is one, we get some training up front, understand your gun, your ballistics, and everything else, and then you immediately go into a hunting scenario, and you're going to find animals. Now, whether or not you get a shot, that's something else, but you're going to see animals. You're going to get an opportunity at something, at least a ewe, if not a nice ram. So with that Aoudad kind of setup that we have out there with the ranges and the lodges and the buggies and everything else, I don't want to say you're guaranteed, but you're pretty well damn guaranteed you're going to get an opportunity at an animal. So it's really drives in the factor of the training element of shooting your gun, getting used to it, and then going right out and using it.
what would you say if someone was to come, like somebody else from Q was going on this hunt? They need to be prepared to shoot at. Like, what is the distance? Can you say?
This was what I was nervous with, and I chatted with Cody at the front end because everybody wanted to bring their little 16-inch 6.5 Creedmoors or 12-inch whatever little Creedmoors. Knowing these sheep are fairly well big boned, I was a little nervous. I wanted everybody to have a backup of a 308 or an 8.6 or something else just in case. Because I know a lot of the shots you're not going to get closer than 400 yards sometimes or 600 yards sometimes.
Yeah.
But after this trip for the Q crew, knowing, well, one, the weapons are dialed in, and the crew themselves know what they're doing, because we even had a couple of fairly new shooters out there, new hunters, and all of them knew what they were doing. So Mitch and Nick, I think they probably took a little bit of time at the front end before they got out there to make sure everybody knew how to shoot a gun and knew the fundamentals of shooting. So by the time we got out there, we spent a little bit of time on the range, and then that didn't last long before everybody got antsy and wanted to go hunting. So
Yeah.
so I would not be worried about guys from Q necessarily shooting 500-600 yards on animals with the right setups.
Nice.
But also, I mean, let's shoot subs and
Yeah.
play around.
But it's like, it's different for Q when you kind of look at it. And I've changed since I've got here too, because we were out there and we got a bunch of animals down. It was all like every time we came back, we were talking about like what the bullet did, you know, what the gun did. Like, you know, it was all basically data for us,
Yeah.
you know. And I laugh at my tally marks too, you know, but like every general hunter that goes out there, you might kill 1 or 2, 3 animals a year. A normal person hunting, you know, like you don't get to see how bullets perform and how your rifle performs on live animals that often. The general person doesn't. You know, is to go out there and watch this one rifle that I had get 10 kills between 4 or 4 or 5 people on it, you know, and just watch all of those. Like, most people don't get to see how those things, how the performance is that many times, especially in that short a time. It might take a person 3 or 4 years before they ever get that type of experience.
Yeah, and that's it's kind of my selfish way of couching it too. Is like, hey, we can do some ballistic testing and yada yada yada, do all this cool stuff. But no shit. I mean, they were actually pulling bullets out of the animals, going back, weighing how much left of the bullet, you know, how much penetration. They actually did engineering shit that I didn't think they would. I just thought we were just gonna have fun and drink beer and shoot animals. But
Well, I love it because when we go to Dallas Safari Club or SCI or SHOT or even, you know, dealer events, like, and when we speak about these things, like we speak about hunting with subs or supers, like we're not lying. We're telling the truth. We're speaking from our own experience. Like that test, we say testing a lot, but like we're really sharing the gospel of like what we went through with these guns. So,
For sure.
and like we're willing to push the boundaries of and the capabilities of what these weapon systems can do, and 8.6 subsonic in general can do.
Yeah.
So hopefully, like we inspire other people to get out and do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's true. If anybody were to ask, like, hey, does 8.6 work at this distance on this animal? We probably have a very exact answer.
Yeah,
for them.
if I didn't do it, I can say, well, I know Cody shot something at this distance with that,
Yeah.
or I know Terry just did this. Like we have real experiences we can all speak to, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I always think about that. Like growing up, like I even knew, a lot of good hunters. And, I've had this conversation with Mike Scobie as well over at Field Ethos too about Africa and what that does to you. Because I remember my first Africa trip coming back, and there'd be like, between my family, we killed like 16 animals or something. And he was like, all right, now come back and think pre-you, how long did it take you to kill, watch, 16 animals get shot? Especially like when you're start intro into hunting and stuff like that, and you're like, shit, man, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, like hell, went 8 years without getting an elk, So, so like all this stuff is just benefit for the person, but we gotta get out there and do it. So
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I know a lot of people at other gun companies, and there are some, but like, what other gun company do all of their employees or key employees do the things that we do? And like, you watch like, oh, he worked for this company, and then they post a picture of a hunt, and it's like, well, they used a gun from someone else. Like, we all like the proof's in the pudding here. Like,
none of us want to use other platforms. Like, I think you and I both got into hunting with Q.
Yeah, I have zero interest in using anything else.
Zero. Like, I don't want to use a different bolt gun than the Fix at this point. And it definitely says something. That says something for sure.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, Jordan? You gonna go out to Texas now?
I would love to.
Let's do it. Let's plan this one out.
Well, it's not so damn hot.
Not in the snake months.
Yeah, I don't do critters at all.
But I've got another Field Ethos trip coming in October, so we might be able to work something around that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Get out there.
It'll be rut. We'll see thousands of animals. Maybe we can shoot elk. Maybe we can shoot something else.
Do some coyote hunting.
If you're going to waste your time at coyotes,
We saw some dogs out there.
Oh, we shoot a lot. There's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
I'd rather shoot big animals though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's a good place to I pat on my own back here again. Have the furthest supersonic 8.6 kill.
Yeah.
So I think it's only right if I take the crown for subs as well.
Okay.
Be the
It's a good spot to do
undisputed 8.6 champion here. Even though there's a whole other story to my.
How far was that supersonic shot?
663.
And the warhog went what, 10 yards, 15 yards?
Something like that.
Crawled out of the bush practically.
Yeah. It was a poke.
That's legit. Like that's some distance for a 12-inch gun.
Yeah. Now those of us that were there, they know, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Oh shit.
yeah,
Cool.
It's hard to beat Texas, man.
Yeah. Texas is always so. If I would move anywhere else, like Georgia's home and like New Hampshire's become my second home, but like I could see myself living in Texas.
Especially West Texas. Like West Texas is just, it's so different from any other part of Texas that I've seen that I didn't, like, you feel like you're in Mexico, honestly, more so than you are
I'm not
in
going to lie. So I spent 4 years in El Paso when I was in the Army. And if I spoke Spanish, I probably would still live in El Paso. Because, the women were beautiful. The food was freaking great.
So good.
I wasn't really into outdoor things at that time. Really just went to party and chase women. So El Paso gave me all of that. So I could 100% see myself living there.
Yeah, my wife's from El Paso, man. I know. Women are beautiful there. Yeah.
El Paso's great.
Yeah.
I love it down there.
It is. I grew up in in East Texas, and it was like piney woods and stuff, and I always just wanted to be out in West Texas all the time. So we had deer leases out there. Would go to Big Bend National Park.
It's a special place. Yeah.
It's amazing, man. And plus, I like Western culture stuff, and you read about Ojinaga and Presidio and all the stuff that happened between those, and it's cool culture, man. It really is. So
it's cool how different Texas can be, like North Texas or West Texas.
We like to say us Texans, it's the greatest country in the world. I do live in the the Canada to Texas now, which is Oklahoma. But I know. So crazy.
Yeah.
All right, James, what was your biggest takeaway from the Texas trip? Because you did both. You did some shooting and hunting, but you also did a lot of filming.
Yeah, a lot of filming. We got some great footage while we were out there. On the hunting side of things, I would say the biggest takeaway for me was to start figuring out these electronic scopes. As much as I love having the consistency of just a normal mil dot scope, having the ability to range an animal while staying on target and get your dope right there for subs, unless you have somebody ranging for you and telling you your dope, I don't think there's a faster way to get your dope and then make a good shot on an animal. So that was cool to see that. Bullet selection, that was another takeaway for me from hunting, like how important bullet selection is.
Yep.
Gonna try some new things this fall. But if you go out there, pack the right boots, don't wear tennis shoes, bring a backpack. Yeah, that was probably my worst shoe choice was those ultras, just the low top ultras
shoes?
out there. Yeah. Donnie said he watched my big toe touch my heel at one point. Just rolled over my whole foot. So.
Ouch.
Yeah, get some good boots, maybe some snake guards, and sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sunscreen, yeah.
Cody, what about you?
Man, mine was like the subsonic thing. Like I knew I could shoot supers, and I was like really confident on supers and stuff. But it really was just figuring out this subsonic game. And like after that trip, because I would always load supers in my gun first and then have subs. And now it's the opposite for me. Now I have subs in my gun with a couple supers in my pocket just in case. So yeah, it was that's what kind of changed me on that hunt, because like I felt pretty confident, like 250, 300, because we went out to that range where you could shoot out to a mile. We were taking the subs with the discrete. Yeah. We were hitting consistently at 500, and I could get somebody else behind the gun. James did it, and then the other cameraman, Austin, he did it too. Like Donnie. So it was pretty consistent getting out there, and that's what kind of changed me on that one.
Yeah.
So
Seeing Donnie do that was awesome.
he was a trip, man.
Yeah, it was fun watching his eyes light up of actually shooting guns at distance. I mean, when you watch the video, I'm like, there's still some work I got to do with him on follow through and
He was too excited. It was
yeah.
I loved it.
But yeah,
He's just so happy.
yeah, I'd say my biggest is one, sharing that special place to you guys, because it is a special place, but also probably more spending the time with Tori and Amy and the girls. And I mean, they're shooters; they've killed a lot of shit, but educating them on what the actual bullet's doing and using come ups and dial ups and the Kestrel and introducing the environmental side of it too, and instead of just dialing the distance, was good, because it kind of at the end there when we went back to the range afterwards, and I could see their eyes light up like, oh, now I understand why you don't shoot just a duplex reticle at 800 yards, why you have hash marks and measure reticle and drop down and everything else. So that was probably the biggest piece.
And there's so when this production comes out, you guys are all somewhere making an appearance, but who else is in this film?
So we got a couple of the engineers that were newer going out there. We got Dan Nash, John Kugler, Mitch, Nick, Matty Ice. Matty Ice's section is so
Matty
funny.
Ice.
I like his post hunt interview with cowboy hat for the Boston kid with margarita.
I love
Sitting
Matty.
on a folding chair toilet for the range. And then Amy and Tori were there as well. We got some clips of them killing some stuff, so the viewers will see some footage of them coming out. Tori took some pokes out there. What'd she shoot that you at?
804.
Yeah,
Dang, Tori.
dude.
Yeah, and she didn't really want to, but I'm like, Tori, we've trained for it. It's math. We know what the bullet's going to do. We know everything else. Take your time. And yeah, she just hammered it. 804, just perfect, right in the pocket.
You can hear me in the video camera. I think I said some cuss words or something. Like, damn, I ain't shot nothing that far. So.
Yeah. Well, the same thing with Donnie too. He's like, let's get closer. I'm like, we could, but
that was a fun.
We know
let's
that
spend the
might
time
be-
at the range. Let's take the shot here.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite
Learn
part of the
something new.
film, where when you watch Donnie's part and you tell him, Terry, like, hey, we worked on this skill. And this is a perfect opportunity to put it to the test and perfect, or hone in on it. And he takes a shot and it works out. It's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, and he ended up shooting that animal a little high, but it come to find out after the shot, he was ranging the animal in the back because he had that vortex impact.
Marzian or whatever.
So he was ranging the far ram, and then we end up shooting a closer ram, so he ended up shooting a little bit high. But yeah, I mean, walking him through the process and like staying calm, like
Yeah.
talking through. Here's what the wind's doing. Here's what this is doing. Just take your time. It's okay. Animals aren't going anywhere, right? It's like that mantra from the spotter side is critical for calming everybody down. And I see the same thing with new hunters out there. They get freaked out and it's like a kid. It's okay.
Had a great
Just
time
think
with
about what
Donnie
you're doing.
too, man. Like he had he's a believer now. Like he calls me, he wants a mega fix so bad now. Like so he shot that one of the prototype mega fix.
Yeah, well, the problem is I told him what my gun was going to be like.
Yeah.
Like an 18-inch 28 nozzle is probably going to be my mega fix. Now that's what he wants to build for his.
I know. Gotta convince him.
Yeah, that's right.
Now.
He can have that one. I'll do
He's
something funny.
It was interesting too. He's like, you watch all Donnie's stuff, and it's all like very serious and out there and stuff. And man, we had a freaking blast.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what
driving
to expect because that's the Donnie I've seen online and shows, whatever else. He's very subdued and reserved and kind of that kind of guy. But yeah, you peel that layer back a little bit. He's a character.
He's a fun dude. He's a bird watcher too.
Yeah, he's a bird watcher.
Big into bird
we
watching.
found that out. Yeah.
We did not let him live that down the entire time. But
It was really surprising to spend that time with him, and like I thought the same. Like I thought he'd be a little bit more chill, subdued, and quiet, but he's a great time.
Yeah,
he gets it.
Yeah, the whole crew out there was good.
Yeah.
I mean, we mixed it up enough to kind of spread everybody around. Everybody got a chance to hunt with just about everybody.
Yeah.
So one, you're kind of building that relationship within Q, like engineers with the sales and vice versa. So it's all good.
Can't forget about Steve Rocks.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Good old Steve.
Yeah, we try to, but we can't. He is
Just can't.
the light of the
Steve,
party.
scarred in my head.
Yeah.
No country for loud guns.
no country for loud guns.
Go watch it. I hope you guys like it.
Love that.